as the sun rises slowly over the Tifata hills in southern Italy. The morning mist begins to lift. What emerges is not a city, not a fortress, but a vision that seems to stretch endlessly toward the horizon. This is Reggia di Caserta, the royal palace of Caserta. Unlike Rome, which speaks loudly through ruins and crowds, or Venice, which dazzles with reflection and movement, Caserta stands quietly. It feels composed, restrained, almost meditative, as if it were a dream carefully preserved by time rather than conquered by it. From the palace facade, a straight water axis extends for nearly 3 kilometers, cutting through gardens, fountains, and cascades. This perfectly aligned perspective creates what architects call a telescopic effect, drawing the eye forward, farther and farther, until sky and water appear to meet. It is not accidental beauty. It is discipline, ambition, and control shaped into landscape. Every step forward feels intentional, as if the palace itself is guiding your gaze and your thoughts toward order and harmony. The monumental iron gates open onto a world of scale that is difficult to grasp at first. Reggia di Caserta contains over 1.200 rooms, connected by corridors so long they seem to dissolve into shadow. Light and darkness move together here, not in conflict, but in balance. Even silence feels designed. The story of Caserta begins in 1752, when King Charles VII of Naples laid the first stone. He did not want a seasonal retreat. He wanted a statement. Naples, exposed to the sea and vulnerable to naval attack, no longer felt secure. The king envisioned a new administrative capital inland, protected, self-sufficient, and magnificent. More than that, he wanted a palace that would rival, and perhaps surpass, Versailles. To achieve this, Charles entrusted the project to Luigi Vanvitelli, one of the most brilliant architects of the 18th century. Vanvitelli designed a vast rectangular structure organized around 4 inner courtyards, illuminated by 1.742 windows. The palace was engineered not only for beauty, but for governance. It housed royal apartments, administrative offices, military headquarters, a theater, and even industrial workshops. Yet the soul of Caserta reveals itself most clearly at the grand royal staircase. The Scala Regia, constructed from marble and rising with solemn elegance. The staircase is monumental without being oppressive. Its scale is immense, yet its proportions remain harmonious. Standing at its base, one does not feel dominated, but humbled. The staircase does not shout power, it embodies permanence. This is why it is often described as one of the most beautiful staircases in the world. Ascending the steps leads to an octagonal vestibule, where daylight filters down through the dome above, softly illuminating statues that seem to watch without judgment. From here, the palace unfolds gradually. Rooms do not overwhelm all at once. They reveal themselves in sequence, allowing the visitor to breathe, to adjust, to absorb. The throne room stretches nearly 40 meters in length, adorned in gold leaf, crimson velvet, and intricate stucco. Crystal chandeliers from Naples scatter light across polished marble floors. This was the ceremonial heart of Bourbon authority, where diplomacy, spectacle, and ritual merged. Yet even here, there is restraint. The decoration is rich, but not chaotic. Every ornament follows a rhythm. During grand receptions, members of the court moved through these spaces dressed in silk produced in nearby San Lucio. This silk was not imported luxury, but a local achievement, part of an enlightened industrial project sponsored by the crown. Music echoed through the halls, mingling with the faint scent of citrus drifting in from the gardens. For a moment, history feels close enough to touch. But greatness often carries a quiet sadness. King Charles, the founder of Caserta, never truly lived here. Before the palace was completed, he ascended the Spanish throne as Charles III and left Italy behind. Caserta became a home for successors, rulers shaped by uncertainty, reform, and growing unrest. Queen Maria Carolina, sister of Marie Antoinette, spent long hours in the English garden, a space deliberately designed to contrast with the strict geometry of the main park. Here, winding paths, artificial ruins, and reflective pools created a landscape meant for contemplation rather than control. The garden offered escape, not only from court life, but from the rising fear of revolution spreading across Europe. Inside the palace, the long corridors sometimes feel almost too quiet. Sound lingers, footsteps echo longer than expected. Beauty remains, but it is no longer animated by power. Instead, it invites reflection. Caserta teaches us that splendor, when separated from its original purpose, becomes something softer, more human. Today, Reggia di Caserta is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserved not as a symbol of dominance, but as a living record of art, engineering, and ambition. Visitors walk where kings once ruled. But the palace no longer belongs to authority. It belongs to memory. At the far end of the gardens, the Fountain of Diana and Actaeon marks the culmination of the water axis. Water spills dramatically over sculpted stone, telling a myth of transformation and consequence. This water has flowed continuously for over 2.5 centuries. Sustained by one of the longest aqueducts of its time, it is a reminder that dreams, once set into motion, can endure beyond those who imagined them. As evening approaches, the limestone facade begins to glow softly under the changing sky. The palace settles into silence once more. Caserta does not demand admiration. It invites calm. It asks us to slow down, to observe, and to remember that beauty does not need to be loud to be powerful. This is not merely the Versailles of Italy. It is something quieter, deeper, and perhaps more enduring, a place where history rests. Not in ruins, but in balance. Thank you for walking through this timeless space, and for allowing the past to speak gently, one step at a time.